What is up, you toe ticklers? Today we're going to be talking about the infamous poop plane. And pretty much it's just a grandma who pooped on a plane, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get straight on into the video. Please like and subscribe.
Well, I guess I can't describe it. It was just constant.
Why are we talking about this like this is some World War II bombshell that's gonna end all humanity?
About what forced a Delta Airlines flight
Nobody can tell it any worse than what it was.
from Atlanta to Barcelona to turn around Friday night mid-flight.
It was that bad.
Today is a very serious video. We're going to be talking about one of the most dangerous, one of the most horrifying flights to ever go up in the sky. Not that one. Do you know the name of the flight? Yeah, there it is. We're of course talking about Delta Airlines flight DL-194, codenamed the Poopy Pigeon.
Okay, the poopy pigeon.
This, in recent memory, is one of the most disturbing, one of the most haunting stories to grace us on the internet yet. And let me tell you something. It takes a lot for an airplane halfway through its travel to be like, we cannot go any farther. We have to turn around and come back. And that is unfortunately what happened to Delta Airline flight DL-194.
Okay, let's say we're like 3 hours into a 7-hour trip. Are we turning around? Me personally, I'm turning around for sure. But like, if it's like we're 3 hours into a 4-hour flight, I'm just tanking it. We're just going. We're finishing the flight.
Poopy Pigeon is now an infamous. So also Poopy Pigeon. That's mine. Trademark. Mine. What happened on Poopy Pigeon? What happened on DL-194? Definitely not as fun as saying Poopy Pigeon. Was a woman. Did you just assume mine? Poor man. I'll tell you the story. Calm down. Shot diarrhea all over the plane.
Okay, when you say shot, do you mean like projectile, like shotgun?
And when I say all over the plane, it's not just your seat where someone's like, oh no, it all over the plane from front to fucking back.
Front to back?
I mean, unbelievable. So let me go in depth about what happened on this aircraft that had to turn around and re-land back at its starting destination.
Not the sponsor, bro.
It was a warm, humid Atlanta day. Partly cloudy throughout, but no.
I used to live in Atlanta. Oh my god, I ride planes sometimes, but like, I can't imagine having a poop woman on my plane.
Nothing adverse outside of a slightly darker sky. Not an
Okay, W sound effects.
common sight for Georgians around this time of year. For most passengers, we start at the Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. ATL, baby. Right? You can have whatever you like.
My ears are bleeding.
For most passengers arriving at Atlanta's busiest airport, this was just another normal day for air travel, especially for those slated to board Delta Airlines flight DL-194, a common flight route that takes place most evenings, transporting passengers from Atlanta to Barcelona. Is that how you say it? It's procedure for flight DL-194 to depart sometime around 6:40 most nights. However, on this night, there were some pretty extensive delays for those weary travelers that extended their stay in Atlanta for 1 hour and 49 minutes. Just enough time for a concoction to brew. Already disgruntled, these poor aerial commuters were... Well, dude, I'm sorry. Were oblivious to the events that would take place and change their lives forever. Fucking lightning. But let's go down even more specific. What was the exact breakdown of this horrible event? Every time code used here is EDT, or Eastern Daylight Time. The event went as followed. 8:20 p.m. Passengers at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport board flight DL-194 in preparation for their 8-hour and 38-minute trip to Barcelona.
8 hours to Barcelona?
8:48 p.m. After lengthy delays, Delta Airlines flight DL-194 departs from Atlanta at 8:48 p.m., beginning its journey up through the eastern United States and over the Atlantic Ocean. 9:10 p.m. A passenger sitting in row 17B hears an old woman say,
Miss, my stomach, do you have any Tums or my stomach hurts?
Red flag, red flag. She's about to poop all over the plane.
9:26 p.m. Passengers of the Airbus A350 begin experiencing something unsettling.
Oh, God.
Alongside a frantic flight crew, many could smell a faint stench. A stench that wouldn't stay faint for much longer. 9:30 p.m. Passengers become increasingly aware of a medical incident happening within the cabin. A biohazardous threat, as was described by the crew. 9:34 p.m. Panic ensues. Or maybe it didn't. We're not really sure because there's not much information about what's happening at this point. However...
Okay, nope. I just saw liquid doo-doo. Bad Duck, you got it, bro.
Alright, so I really don't like poop or old people, so this is gonna suck. Let's hear them out. Let's see what they have to say.
We do know that, according to one passenger, people were crawling over their seats to get away from it.
Bro, what does he think he is? Spider-Man? Like, why are you crawling on the roof like that?
9:36 p.m. The pilots begin to change course, alerting air traffic control that there has been a biohazard incident on board.
It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane.
A messy trail of diarrhea left by a struggling passenger.
Okay, so if I was on that plane and some old woman spread her doo-doo fecal particles across the entire plane, I'm probably jumping out of the plane with no parachute on.
Let me stop you right there. Me personally, I'm throwing the grandma out of the plane because, like...
This was a severe understatement, as many accounts state that explosive diarrhea had been smeared along the entirety of one of the craft's main aisles. 9:38 p.m. The flight crew is attempting to mop up the mess with paper towels and even scented wipes.
If I saw the flight attendant mopping up the doo-doo with her heels on, I'm probably gonna have to football tackle her into the doo-doo.
One passenger notes that this just makes it smell like vanilla shit.
Smearing that in, it smells like vanilla shit.
I think it smells kind of good.
Bro's over there smelling it like it's a scratch and sniff.
9:45 p.m. The diarrhea cleanup operation is overwhelming the efforts of the flight crew, so they employ a runner to keep bringing them paper towels as they frantically wipe. Passengers use what they can to hide their nostrils from the scent. Many begin to realize they may not make it back home alive.
If I was really there, I wouldn't be fearing for my life. I would just find something to close my nose holes and just not smell it.
9:52 p.m. The pilots finish redirecting the aircraft towards the diverted path back to Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, aka Atlanta. 10 p.m. There's nothing at this time to report, but we imagine it's torture for those on board. If we had to guess, it probably sounded something like this.
Theoretically, if I was there with her, I'm pulling out my RPG, loading it up.
Wow. 10:40 p.m. Delta Flight DL-194, now codenamed Poopy Pigeon, finally makes it back to Atlanta, arriving at the gate after a 7-minute taxi where the passengers are, at long last, able to disembark with haste. As the passengers continued to deplane, one individual was able to capture this disturbing footage of the biohazard aftermath.
Dang, they put Grandma in a trash bag.
Grandma, no!
2:57 a.m. After spending another 5 hours at Hartsfield-Jackson, the poor souls of Delta Flight DL-194 finally depart Atlanta once more. Fortunately for all the travelers involved, the story ends here. They'd been transferred to another flight that was able to successfully complete its trip to Barcelona. Yes, that was the tragic tale so far of a poopy disaster.
I'm sorry to say that Bad Duck will not be joining us in this last portion of the video. He's on a long-lost mission to figure out who put his grandma in a trash bag. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
I will find whoever put my grandmother in the trash bag.